I had a question today in creative bag making. Someone had watched my video when she put the pocket in. She couldn't understand why she was seeing the lining of the pocket, and she said, I know I did something wrong. Well, no big deal. As long as you don't mind tearing out some stitches, it's totally fine. Everything is salvageable. Don't throw it away. But here is how we remedy that. This is the template that I've made. You can pick it up on my Craftsy store. There's no other patterns there. This is it. It's free. It's a download. And I print it on cardstock. So how I use it is you purchase it, cut out the outer portion, and then where the little scissors are, which is right on the inside, cut the inside box off. The lines here and here represent the middles of this. And what the most important line is this line here, which is the middle, the center. So to center a pocket, this is the sunshine wristlet. To center the pocket, I fold the fabric in half and use this mark to line up with the center point. And then I like to put my pocket 3/4 of an inch down from the top of my template, not the top of the zipper, like the zipper hole, because from the top of the zipper hole, it is almost 1.5 inches. So from here, it is 3/4 of an inch. So now I leave this on, and what I have on the back, this is just a piece of fabric. I love using fat quarters for my pockets and such, and I've also drawn up a way to use the fat quarter to get multiple pockets out of and to get these little zipper facings out of. So when you do this, you spray this cardboard, the back of it with temporary basting spray, and then you attach it to this little piece of that right there. And then you line it up and you spray the back of this with temporary basting spray, and then you just line it up and lay it right on there. So now I'm not going to remove it. I use it as my guide, and I start right in the corner. And it's okay if you catch the cardboard, because guess what? It's cardboard. I reduced my stitch length to 3, and now I'm going to stitch this right inside the box. And yes, I have stitched cardboard before, and again, it's cardboard, who cares? Okay, so I did catch that corner exactly. And I'm gonna rotate this. I'm gonna stitch down this way. It's usually 3 stitches. Always make sure that your needle's on the way up before you rotate. Otherwise it hasn't caught the bobbin thread, and then you'll start stitching this way and you won't have a tight corner, you'll have an angle. Now I'm gonna stitch this way, and ask me how I know. Yeah. Everything that we'd say and do as bag makers or pattern designers, and sounds like we're super smart and we figured it all out, it's only because we've screwed up somewhere along the way and done it ourselves. So the goal here is to help you not do it. Back in the corner. And now I always continue past where I started, just a little bit. I sew on a Juki DDL 8700. It's just a straight stitch machine. Flatbed. It does not have the arm that comes out. Okay, so I'm done with this now. I'm gonna toss it over here. Now I'm gonna grab a couple of things that I like to use when I cut my corners. So I use this, cut that, and I'm gonna use this one, and I'm gonna cut right into that corner. I usually stop when I get to there's a little hole that the needle makes, and I go all the way to that hole, and I do my best to not catch the actual thread. If I do, I just go back to the machine and restitch. This is an Olfa rotary point cutter. It does not rotate. It's like a half moon sort of on the inside, and I picked it up at the quilt show that happened here in Chicago about a month or 2 back. I think it was April. And I went with Carissa and Suzanne, and it was so much fun. We had a blast. All right, so now you can totally flip this if you want and start pressing or whatever, but or take it to the iron. The problem with the iron is that it starts to shrink up. So this is how I do it. I do a little finger press. Again, a little finger press. And now I'm gonna flip it. Now again, I see I have the finger press. What you want to accomplish here is you don't want anyone to see this zipper facing on the other side. So to achieve that, you make sure you roll it back, and while you do that, that you press it so there's what you see is in this seam that you see the zipper facing, and then there's a lip, an edge from the front of the actual lining. That was not the issue that was caused today, but I'm just pointing that one out. So now I take this handy dandy steamroller that I got from, was not Fat Quarter, it was from Bloomery in one of their boxes. I think it was my Christmas box. I don't think it was Fat Quarter. Because Bloomery has them on sale right now if you head over there. So the next thing I like, and a lot of you already know this, I love double-sided tape. I get mine from Tandy. Tandy leather. It's not repositionable, so it's not super forgiving, so get it right the first time. Otherwise you'll be peeling it off. So, all right, so I do that. And now I'm gonna peel this back. Again, I am a little bit of an addict. I have a couple of problems. I love fabric, and I love double-sided tape, and I love basting spray. I love it. I love it. I do. I love it. I can't help it. You know, and it's just who I am. I have given into that. It's just who I am. Don't judge me. Okay, so, all right, so I've done that. Now we're done. And you can see it's a pretty nice little window. Woohoo! Now you can do this if you wanted to just make a pocket and that you finished up with no zipper, then you're done. So you just made this little pocket, and you would just actually attach the pocket window almost the same way, and you'd be done. Kind of nice, but we're not done. So now I'm gonna do this. And again, a little more double-sided tape, except this time it is the 3/16. And I line it right here. I do not do the sides. And there's a reason for that, because I'm gonna end up pulling those back. So if I were to put double-sided tape there, when I go to flip the actual pocket down, I wouldn't be able to, because this tape is pretty sticky. Yes, getting it undone is a little bit of a bugger, but you know, you can use a pin to get underneath it. You can use a seam ripper, whatever. There's a lot of options to get underneath there. More than a couple. There we go. Okay. All right, so now I'm gonna turn this around. I'm gonna slap that in here, but this has to go this way. Is that right? No, it's not. I had it right the first time. Okay, let me just back that train up. Gonna do that, right? Then I'm gonna do this. I don't know why I tried to mess with the system I already had in place. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna open this zipper. I use my little lining board here. I'm gonna open it to the 1 inch because this lining is for a 6-inch zipper. This template is for a 6-inch zipper. It's for a 6-inch zipper, but it is 8 inches because you add an inch on either side, so when you go to sew it together, you can catch it. So I cut my little pocket here at 8 inches wide by 9.5 because I think that sits really nice. So now I've opened it, and I'm just gonna line this up, hooby-dooby, and there we go. All right, so there's that. This has to be up, and you're going to stitch on the right side down, across, and up, and stop at the corners. And do not back stitch. No back stitching. All right. I'm gonna change that to 3.5 because for the zipper it looks very nice. And I'm gonna stitch down. I'm gonna try to go slow. There we go. Let's see, do I like that? I'm gonna go a little bit more. This is where I adjust the length. I forward it a little bit, but I don't want it to go complete. All right. And I'm just gonna trim this. There's about, I don't know, 1/4 of an inch left on that tail. All right, here we go. I have a very narrow foot that I like to use. There we go. That looked good, actually. Now, I'm going to make sure that my needle is coming up before I turn it, because it has to be up or it hasn't caught the bobbin thread. And then you're just gonna have an ugly little angle. So now, if your corners are pulling a little bit, like they're kind of crinkled, just give a little tug on your lining fabric and straighten it out, and then do your straight up stitch. And there you go. If you want to stitch it a little bit more, that's fine too. All right, now we're gonna pull it away, and here is where her issue came in. I'm gonna flip it over, and you can see, I want you to be able to see this. You can see it's stitched here and it's stitched here. Don't tie them off, don't tighten them, don't back stitch them. You want them to pop out the back. Don't use a seam ripper. Just naturally, organically, let it come down. Let it come down. Okay. Now I've pulled it down enough that hopefully you can see. Let me see it. Can I see it? I can. Woohoo. Okay, you can see that this is a very tight seam across, and then you've got these stitches. Don't pull them out. We're gonna do the same thing on this side. There we go. And it's okay if you hear it tear a little bit. Don't worry. It's okay. There we go. I just popped that one, and now this is tight, right? So now we're gonna flip this pocket down. So flippy, flippy. Now it's facing down. I'm gonna come back to the machine and start in the corner closest to the zipper head. I'm gonna line up this needle and get it right in that same hole. Now your customers, they don't sew. Probably 99% of them don't sew. They are not gonna stick their head in your bag, and they are not gonna judge you if they see some back stitching on the zipper. They're just not. Trust me. All right. Now, I tried to sew through a zipper pull this week and discovered that that was a terrible idea, so now I'm a little more cautious. All right, so I want one stitch forward. I'm gonna go another stitch forward. I'm going slow and steady, and I'm trying to catch those holes I was already in. And now I'm gonna go back to that original corner and go all the way up and go past it. So now I've completely gone over those stitches I already put in. I'm gonna rotate this, and I'm gonna go straight down this side. And now I'm at that top corner. There are no threads in it, totally okay. But as I stitch down, I'm gonna make sure I go over my other stitches. And again, I'm gonna go back because I wanna make sure my needle's coming up. There it is, okay. There we go. I've had it happen too many times, and it actually ticks me off that I could still be doing it. And now I'm gonna make sure that this ends in that original hole. Oh, look at that. Lift your foot if you have to, it's okay. And I'm gonna back stitch. And that's it. Now watch what's gonna happen. I'm gonna pull this back. I'm gonna zip down this side here. Yes, I cut that end off. I have to remember I took off that stopper. Done. Give myself enough tail, because I have a tendency to finish with it in the down position, and then it pulls the thread out, and that actually also irks me. So now I'm gonna go up this side, you can see. Now over here, I know that the metal is in here, so I'm just gonna peek and make sure I don't stitch the metal, because that would super duper suck. Yes, I said suck. I am a true potty mouth, and I really contain myself for you ladies. But that's who I am. Love me or leave me. Okay, so it's done. I'm gonna trim this thread that I started off with. I'm gonna open this up, and hoodly doodly, look at that beautiful pocket. It's not up, it's down, and you are golden. Any questions, message me, comment. I do my best to try and catch those messages and comments, but I don't always do it. But when I do, it's pretty amazing. Thanks for watching.